What are you concerned about, unconcerned about after we saw what happened in Jacksonville on Monday night, Chris?
Well, I suppose it depends on what your aspirations for the team are. I think if you think they're a Super Bowl contender, there are some concerns I would have. I mean, like defensively, you said that coming into the year. I don't know that they're the team that they've been in the past defensively. I think a lot of people got real panicky about the offense in the form that it was in the form that it was in like the first month of the season where you didn't have anybody outside. You can see how much Xavier Worthy helps being back on the field. I think you're going to see more too high. You see people playing off a little bit more where you can run the football. The run game was improved last night. I think one thing that probably gets lost in the shuffle is that this offensive line, by the end of the year, I would think is going to be the best group that he's thrown behind in a couple of years because of Simmons at left tackle and, Kingsley at guard's doing a better job and in the run game, he's a force. So I think the offense is going to be fine. And you see the screen game opens up everything, and it will be even more so when Rashee Rice gets back. But the defense, I think, like the lack of pass rush to me is a problem outside of Chris Jones. I know Spags can manufacture pressure with the best of them. And I know that they are working some things out in the back end. And Spags is a guy who tinkers with the lineup throughout the season. So I don't think we'll see the final product until late in the season. But I think the level of concern would be more on the defensive side of the football for me. I think the offense is going to look really dangerous by the end of the year, especially when they get Rashee Rice back. Look how much the zones expand when you play a team like Jacksonville, who's down Trayvon Walker and can't really get a pass rush. As the down goes on, Patrick Mahomes has options. That's not going to be a problem as the year goes on.
That said, they're now 2.5 games behind the Jacksonville Jaguars, and so the Colts at 4-1, the Bills at 4-1. And the Steelers are coming off of a bye week at 3-1. There's enough time in the remaining parts of the season for the Chiefs to catch up to them, if not overtake them. But you're seeing the penalties, 13 penalties on Monday night. You're seeing the little things like holding penalties on the same guy on 2 kickoff returns. That's kind of like, the runny nose of a team that's not a Super Bowl team that you're seeing the Chiefs have that I haven't seen in the past. So I go back and forth. I mean, I just led the show kind of going back and forth where I'm wondering, because I did choose the Chiefs to win it all this year. Me, you're looking at them. I did.
No, I said ooh, not who.
Oh,
I said,
okay.
Ooh.
Okay, good.
I said like ooh.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, like, certainly it could happen. They look like more of a team that has joined the pack, and I don't mean the league at large, but I mean like the elite teams in the NFL. Like this year, the great thing that I guess all the good teams have going for them is the parity. Like I don't see a far and away best team in the league. I just don't see that. I think Detroit, the way that they've steadily just, retooled and improved every week with their reputation, they got to feel like they're in that mix. We can go down the list, but I think the NFC's deep. You talk about the Bucs, you talk about the Eagles, even with their problems, the Packers. I'm sure I'm forgetting teams. The Commanders looked really good the other day. And in the AFC, it feels like the good thing that the Kansas City Chiefs have going for them is there's less teams that are traditional powers playing their best football, like the Ravens being one of those teams that might be 1-5 at the end of this week. That's a big deal. Now you look at the newcomers like the Jags and the Colts, and we'll see if that stuff holds true. I think the Chiefs are a really good football team that is not immune to making, dumb mistakes, and that's what's gone on at different points over the last couple of years with this team, like whether it was the drops or the issues up front, pre-snap penalties, and last night it's another thing. And for the love of who, can we stop taking kickoffs out under 30 seconds at the end of a ball game, especially if you have a quarterback that can probably get you 50 yards in 2 plays? We saw it 2 primetime games in a row. It's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know why you take the kickoff out. Only bad things happen. Take the ball to the 20, take a couple shots, and get it over midfield.
What do you think of when you see Chris Long essentially take that last play off? It looked like I have no idea. He could have been gassed. didn't
Chris
tap
Long
out.
would never take
Chris
that
Jones,
last
pardon
play.
me. No, I'm sorry, Chris Jones. I meant Chris Jones. What do you?
I wish I was Chris Jones.
What does Chris Long think of Chris Jones? I mean, a lot has been made of that last play from Chris Jones last night.
Yeah, well, at first
Long.
I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, because you wondered if they were trying to let him score. Like, I don't know if that was part of the calculus for that team. I mean, we saw, I think, Houston in the Houston-Tampa Bay game. I believe, I think the Bucks let the Texans score. I'm like, these games are running together. But, once I saw that other guy, like when you see Trevor slipping and falling, they got no timeouts at that point. There's 20-something seconds in the game. Like, you got to get on your horse, even if that's the case. So, I don't think there's any excuse for it. I'm certainly, don't clip me here and turn me into the anti Chris Jones guy, but like because he's made a million more plays than I ever did. But like, you got to make the effort, man. Like I know guys are gassed, but that's just not a great look.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.